Superheroes have dominated pop culture for decades, but in 2021, a new name took the world by storm. Brutal, emotional, and shockingly real take on the superhero genre. Sorry, the boys. Invincible became an instant hit on Amazon Prime, but its journey to the top started long before that in the pages of an underdog comic series that almost no one expected to succeed. This is the history of Invincible, how it went from a niche indie comic to one of the most talked about superhero stories of all time. The story of Invincible begins in 2003, when writer Robert Kirkman, best known for The Walking Dead, set out to create a new kind of superhero comic. Something that mixed classic comic book tropes with intense storytelling and brutal realism. At that time, superhero comics were dominated by Marvel and DC, but Kirkman and his artist Cory Walker had a vision of a superhero who started out like Spider-Man, but whose story would grow into something much more darker and more complex. And so, Invincible was born. The story followed Mark Grayson, a seemingly ordinary teenager who discovers he has superpowers, just like his father, Omni-Man, the world's greatest hero. But Mark's journey would rather soon take a shockingly dark and violent turn that no one ever saw coming. From the very beginning, Invincible set itself apart from the traditional superhero stories. It wasn't afraid to get bloody, break expectations, and take its character to places that no one would ever dare in comics. That's by its unique premise. Invincible wasn't an overnight success. It was published under Image Comics, the same company that gave Kirkman his big break with The Walking Dead. But while The Walking Dead became a cultural phenomenon, Invincible struggled to find its mainstream audience. For years, it remained a cult favorite. Fans who read it loved it, but it was never as big as Spider-Man or Batman. Yet, Kirkman refused to let it die, pushing forward with his vision, knowing that he was telling a superhero story unlike any other. As the series continued, Invincible evolved. It tackled mature themes, shocking betrayals, and jaw-dropping battles that put even Marvel and DC's most intense story to shame. By the time the comic ended in 2018, after 144 issues, it had built a fiercely loyal fan base. But its biggest moments were still to come. By the late 2010s, superhero movies and TV shows were bigger than ever, but Robert Kirkman knew that Invincible wasn't just another superhero story. It was something different. Something that deserved to be told the right way. That's when Amazon Prime stepped in. Amazon took a risk, giving Invincible an adult animated adaptation with top-tier animation and all-star voice cast, including Steven Yeun, J.K. Simmons, and Sandra Oh. When the first trailer dropped, fans were excited, but no one was ready for what was coming. Then came that scene, the moment that made Invincible an internet sensation overnight. Omni-Man's brutal massacre of the Guardians of the Globe shocked audiences, the internet exploded, memes flooded social media, and suddenly, Invincible wasn't just a cult comic anymore, it was a worldwide hit. Within weeks of its release, Invincible became one of Amazon Prime's most watched series. Critics praised it for its mature storytelling, shocking twist, and faithfulness to the comics. Fans couldn't get enough. Unlike other superhero stories, Invincible wasn't about heroes saving the day. It was about family, morality, and terrifying reality of power. It wasn't afraid to show consequences, real consequences. Amazon quickly renewed it for more seasons, and the hype quickly grew, with season 2 and season 3 expanding on Mark's journey and the darker side of the Viltrumite Empire. Fans knew they were in for something even bigger. So what's next for Invincible? With multiple seasons planned and spin-offs rumored, the world of Invincible is only getting bigger. But the question remains, how far will Amazon go? Will they adapt the entire saga? And can they maintain the same brutal, emotional storytelling that made the series so beloved? One thing is certain, whether in comics or on screen, Invincible has cemented itself as one of the greatest superhero stories ever told, and its legacy is only just beginning.
You still think you can threaten me? I dare say, child, you are starting to impress me. Do your worst.